Hi friends, this is our last midweek Eastern Sierra fall foliage real-time guide. Let me share a few of my favorite spots with you and how they're looking right now this second week of October. I always like to make sure I show North Lake Road driving views in these videos because the road is a bit of an adventure with the cliff-hugging gravel for a good portion of the drive. Currently, there are some beautiful yellows, and the leaves have definitely started falling along the drive up to the lake, but what's left has actually shifted even more vibrant, rich, with the oranges giving way to reds. And as you walk from the day use parking area out to the lake, the colorful aspen channel above North Lake has already started to lose some of its signature leaves, and soon the fall colors will be gone for the year. But as of Wednesday, October 9th, there are still some great patches of color worth seeing here, at least in my opinion. But this spot definitely peaked over the weekend, and the colors are fading fast. However, even once the autumn leaves are gone, I still think North Lake is beautiful, and the fish are still swimming and easy to see right from the shoreline. Heading back to Highway 168, the views above Aspendell are truly magnificent right now. This area often peaks a bit later than the higher elevation North Lake, and this year is no exception. The lime green aspen are finally starting to shift to yellows, and the drive to Cardinal Village is gorgeous right now. I would definitely add this area to my fall road trip itinerary this weekend. And if the weather is kind and the winds hold off, I think there's even a possibility it could be another week before this beautiful area sees its full fall foliage really peaking, but you just never know. The Middle Fork Bishop Creek area has definitely passed its peak. Now, there are still pockets of orange and gold, but they are far and few between, especially compared to last week. Many of my personal favorite spots in the Sabrina Basin are now looking rather bare, but as you approach the lake, a few late roadside spots still remain shining. Last week's unseasonably warm weather has given way to the wind and rain of Tuesday, October 8th, and looking out over Lake Sabrina now, you can see a real shift. The fall colors are visible, but they're not near as pronounced as they were last week, and it's clear that this spot is starting to lose more and more of its fall colors every day. Intake 2 is another beautiful Eastern Sierra fall foliage spot I make sure to visit every year. And Intake 2 tends to see its color shift a bit later than some of the other Middle Fork Sabrina Basin spots. This year, the fall foliage has been developing a bit unevenly here. Some of the hillside area is already losing its color, but many of the trees that hug the lake shoreline are looking beautiful. And as you head around the lake to the day use picnic area and also the lower Intake 2 campground, many of the aspen are only now starting to shift. Meaning, if you're planning a leaf-peeping Eastern Sierra adventure this weekend, you should absolutely still be able to enjoy some wonderful colors right here. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dawn, a full-time travel blogger, and every week I share a new adventure with you on my travel website, flyingdawnmarie.com, and these YouTube videos bring you along with me for a virtual visit each time. So make sure to turn on notifications, like and subscribe, and let's explore together. The brief rainstorm, which moved through Tuesday, brought with it beautiful cloud formations that were much welcomed after last week's cloudless skies. The road to the South Fork Bishop Creek community was a bit wet, but absolutely beautiful. And after weeks of green surrounding Mist Falls, the yellow aspen have finally appeared at this spot, which photographers flock to each autumn. South Lake Road is absolutely come into its own this year, and I am loving the drive. Like so many spots this year, the fall color shift here has been quite uneven. There are pockets along the road that are well past peak, and bare trees can be seen which have lost all their leaves, but many areas along the drive are yellow and gold, making the drive truly magical. South Fork Bishop Creek is also an example of the uneven colors where once the rich fall foliage filled this area last week, now it's clearly losing its color. And there are other areas nearby which are only now starting to see a mix of the lime green and bright yellow colors. After seeing how much the Middle Fork Bishop Creek area had lost its color this week, I have been pleasantly surprised to enjoy the rich autumn hues driving along this South Fork Bishop Creek area. Convict Lake is a favorite spot of mine year-round, and the drive to the lake is just now starting to see some of its lovely fall colors. This lake is a little extra special in the autumn as the channel behind Convict Lake lights up with yellows and gold. The color is only now beginning to appear, and it's the perfect time for a hike around the lake, or even better yet, a boat ride out on the water. Now, make sure to stay tuned Monday because I'm getting ready to head out on a special fall adventure here, and I can't wait to share all the details with you. If you've been following my California fall adventures for the last few years, you already know that one of my favorite Eastern Sierra fall foliage spots always has to be Rock Creek Lake. But this area often is one of the earlier spots to lose its beautiful colors, so I was quite pleasantly surprised to see the vibrant yellows and oranges leading all the way up the road to the lake. The drive is truly stunning right now, and I was not expecting to see these incredible colors. But before I get your hopes up, I have to let you know the lake itself is looking much more like what I had expected, and the hike around the perimeter of Rock Creek Lake, while beautiful, has lost almost all of its stunning fall leaves. Now, there are just a few spots here and there cling on to a few colors, but they're minimal, and if a wind kicks up, I could see them disappearing before this weekend even arrives. Our last stop today is the June Lake Loop, and after looking pretty green for the past few weeks, I can officially say the fall colors are beginning to arrive here. Yellow rubber rabbit brush currently lines the road around June Lake, and if you head down to Gull Lake, you're going to start to see the green aspen shifting to yellow here too. This lake still has some color development to come, but it's a beautiful time to visit, and you can definitely see some of the fall colors. Driving through the village, you can absolutely tell autumn is arriving here, and my favorite section of the drive around June Lake Loop has to be heading to Silver Lake. The aspen-lined road is a mix of green and yellow, and if you plan a stop at the Silver Lake picnic area, the aspen path down to the picnic benches are just starting to shine. So it's wonderful to see the colors here, and I was in for an extra special treat this week because I saw a pair of bald eagles here. One flew across the lake before I could get my camera out, but I was able to snap a few photos of the other that stayed in the tree above me. June Lake is a classic spot to enjoy the beautiful fall colors, and starting this week, you can absolutely appreciate the foliage here. And because I always get questions about when I filmed, everything I'm posting today, all the clips in this video were captured either Tuesday or Wednesday, October 8th or 9th. Silver Lake is stunning from any angle, and while there's still a fair amount of green here, the yellow is peeking through enough that I think the June Lake Loop is worth a visit now. But if you can't make it until next weekend, I'm guessing there's a good chance the colors could be much more vibrant in a week. Thank you so much for joining me this week for a real-time look at what the Eastern Sierra fall foliage is looking like. And make sure to stay tuned Monday because I am sharing one of the spots we looked at today in depth. It's going to be a really fun adventure. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And until Monday, I hope you find adventure and encouragement wherever you go. Bye.